I have so many tiny pieces of scrap wood and I have no use for this stuff. I was planning on burning it, but burning, that gives me an idea. All right, I need all the little strips. Yeah, all these small strips, these will be perfect. I also need a piece of plywood that's about 16 by 9. Ooh, wow, that might be perfect. No way, 15 3/4 by 10. Oh my God, that's like it was meant to be. Let's just use that as is. I want to burn the backer board by itself first so that if there's any gaps, you don't see white in the background. It's just a nice uniform black. I wanted to use my handwritten logo as the 3D printed part of the sign. Since I already had this as a vector file, it was really simple to just insert that into Fusion 360 and then extrude each letter by about 1/10 of an inch. Most of the letters in this logo aren't connected together, and mounting 10 separate letters so they look good would be really difficult. To solve this, I connected the letters together at their backs. Since the sign itself would be mostly black, I planned to print these connecting pieces out of black filament so that it would visually disappear into the rest of the sign. All right, the printer is beeping at us, which means it's time to change the filament. All we gotta do is press the knob. So it unloaded that filament. Got our black PETG, and we insert our filament. Filament changed correctly, looks like it because our little string has some black in it. And away we go. I love watching the first layer of the new color when you do a multicolor print. It's so cool watching those first lines get laid down. Oh, that's awesome. It's so cool. All right, so the print is done and these pieces look awesome. You can barely see the black parts that hold the letters together. You can see them now because it's on a light colored background, but on that black burnt wood, I think these things are gonna be basically invisible. So I need to know where to drill the mounting holes in the sign so that the two 3D printed pieces are centered and they line up with one another. So I used Fusion to generate a drawing and I printed that out to make a template. Now, when the two 3D printed pieces are set up, they're larger than an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I used poster mode to print this, but now I have to assemble it together so that I have one mounting template. So luckily, when you print in poster mode, it gives you cut lines that you just have to cut across and then tape your pieces together. And I just use Adobe Reader to do this. And 4. Perfect. There we go. All right, so we cut out our template, the same size as the backer board with the words centered. So now we just need to transfer those hole locations onto here. We're gonna do it on the back because it's mirrored. Use the ice pick to mark the hole locations. Beautiful. I also need these holes to be as straight up and down as possible. Obviously, a drill press would be the best way to achieve that, but since I don't have one, I'm just gonna be really careful drilling and use my speed square to guide my drill. All right, we're ready to start attaching slats of wood. We're gonna use an 18 gauge brad nailer to do that with some 1-inch long nails. As I'm looking for pieces, I'm trying to vary the thickness of adjacent pieces of wood so that there's this nice, like, varying texture across the whole thing. This one's pretty cool. Bending those extra long nails over. Perfect. this one is the one. It's not the end of the world having two similar pieces next to each other. It kind of looks better than just pure variation in some ways. All right, so I got mounting holes there. I have to make sure I don't put nails in that spot. I can't go there, there, or there. Those are the areas not to nail. Nice, looking good. I mean, the back's looking terrible, but no one will ever see this. Need a longer one. If I don't have to cut any new strips of wood, this project will be a success. I know I have more somewhere. There we go, there are some. Let's use this one. Let's use some of these. The front of this is gonna look so good and the back is gonna look so bad. Just no in between. We have a bit of this left. Let's use this up. I'm seeing now that burning the backer board was totally unnecessary. It was fun though. Absolutely lovely. Like this one. All right, I'm really curious to see how this is gonna look. I don't know what these burnt plywood edges will look like, but I think it's gonna be cool. All right, our wood is all burnt and lovely. Now we have to drill out the mounting holes through the slats on the front. So let's do that. All right, so we can put our mounting screws in. I made these holes a little undersized, so they should hold in place. All right, so let's see how those line up. Like that. Nice. Ooh, we're spot on. That is very well lined up. So the screws line up perfectly on the holes, and I modeled these holes so that they're a super tight fit. And I want to try a technique which I've never tried before, but I think it could work really well for this. Let's see. Definitely hot. Try to line this up. Push. Oh, it's working. Did it work? I felt it push down a little bit. Oh, it worked. I think we did it. We successfully melted the PETG onto the hot screw heads. It is solidly on there now. I was really worried that it was gonna like burn all the way through, but that's perfect. Here we go. I think we might have gotten it. Oh yeah, it's on there. Let's go. Look at that. Boom. That's so cool. That's me. This was a really fun one-day build, and I'm super happy with how the sign came out. The clean white letters on the burnt plywood background look so sweet. Let me know in the comments if you have a favorite way to use up tiny pieces of scrap wood like these. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in directly supporting this channel, I have both an online store and a Patreon page. I'll have links to those in the description. There are some cool rewards over on Patreon. You can learn about all of those at patreon.com/morleycurt. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.